Welcome to the new series that we are heading into called Miami Takes Minnesota. Yep, dramatic, huh? This series pretty much is going to document my life in Minnesota. So Miami, me, a girl from Miami, takes on Minnesota, living in a new city. So with that, as I've been preparing to move to Minnesota, I have gotten advice and comments and lots of things from different people. With that, I'm going to do 10 things about Minnesota. Yep, 10. Not a long list, but just 10 things that I've learned about Minnesota over the last couple of, years since I've known I've been moving to Minnesota. So, number one, Minnesota is right next to Canada. So literally there's America, just kidding, there's Canada, there's America, they're like connected, and Minnesota and Canada actually share a border. So that's how you can tell where Minnesota is in terms of America and like this planet, you know? Number two, Minnesota is really, really cold. I don't know what the temperature, like the lowest temperature has been, but it gets really cold in Minnesota. Once again, I'm from Miami. I have never even seen snow, so I'll be jumping headfirst into that experience. But yeah, it does get really cold in Minnesota. Am I nervous? No, I'm just ready to embrace and see what it is. Number three, Minnesota is known for their lakes. So there's 100,000 lakes in Minnesota. So here in Miami, we have beaches. In Minnesota, they have lakes. So I guess beach and lake is the equivalent, but they have 100,000 lakes in Minnesota. I'm gonna try to at least to visit them, like see the 100,000 lakes. But there are 100,000 lakes in Minnesota. So number four, the largest mall like in the entire U.S. is actually in Minnesota. I bet you didn't know that. You thought Aventura was great? Yep, check out the other one. Mall of the Americas, that's what it's called. It's in Minnesota, Minneapolis, Minnesota. It has like 3 or 4 floors. It's so big that there's like multiple stores, like multiple brand stores in the entire mall. So Mall of the Americas is the largest mall in Minnesota, or in America. Number 5, the people in Minnesota are really nice. It's not much to say about that. It's a big change and a big difference from what I'm used to here in Miami. Throwing shade, yep, throw it, caught it. But yeah, the people in Minnesota are really nice, so that'll be a nice change. Maybe it'll make me a little bit nicer. Probably not, but yeah. Number 6, Super Bowl 2018, so the next Super Bowl coming up is actually gonna be in Minnesota. Now, I bet you did not know that. You probably like, they don't go to Minnesota. Nobody ever goes to Minnesota. Wrong. That's so wrong. Next Super Bowl is going to be in Minnesota. Sorry. But yeah, the next Super Bowl is going to be in Minnesota, which means it's a reason you can come visit me, assuming I like you. But come to Minnesota. Next Super Bowl is in Minnesota. Number 8. Just kidding. Number 7. Prince is from Minnesota, so you know Prince, Purple Rain, that Prince. Yeah, he's from Minnesota. I think he was born there, and he also died there. Don't quote me on that, but yeah, Prince is from Minnesota. That's all I really know about him. They give tours of his, I guess, estate or whatever he has. So maybe one day I'll go visit that. Take you all with me. But yeah, Prince is from Minnesota. Cool, huh? Yep. Number 8. There are actually a good amount of young professionals in living in Minnesota, and that's because in Minneapolis, like the city of Minnesota, there are lots of companies who have headquarters out there. So like Target's out there, Best Buy, 3M, Cargill, General Mills. There are a lot of like well-known companies that are out there, so there are a lot of young professionals who move out there for work. So I won't be alone for all of you who kept saying, there's nothing in Minnesota. There's nothing in Minnesota. I'm just kidding. But yeah, there are a lot of young people in Minnesota because a lot of them work there. So yeah. Number 9, almost done. Number 9, they have above ground skyways. So what that is like, since it does get really cold in Minnesota, you actually can walk like miles downtown and never have to step foot outside because they have like above ground walkways, so you're literally walking wherever you have to go, but you're covered the entire time. So it helps not having to either walk in the snow or walk while it's really cold outside. So I'll definitely be making use of those whenever I'm downtown for sure. And number 10, last one. I now live in Minnesota. So you can come visit me. And with that, we're jumping face in. We're diving face in. Can't even swim. I don't know why I did that, but we're diving right into this Miami Takes Minnesota series. Lego.
It tastes like candy.